On November 21st, 2019, the Board of Regents revealed that Christopher Callahan will be the new president of University of the Pacific. Christopher Callahan served as the founding dean for the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at Arizona State University. PTB was able to interview Christopher Callahan and Kevin Huber, the Board of Regents chair.
I'm Chris Callahan, and currently I am Dean of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at Arizona State University. And July 1st, I'm looking forward to being the 26th president.
So, because of your background in communication and journalism, do you have any plans for Communication or Media X here at Pacific?
Yes, it's a great question. I will tell you that I don't have any specific plans for anything right now because I think it's premature. My next step, and over the next 7 months, I hope to be doing this both virtually and on the ground at our 3 different campuses, is to be talking to a lot of people and listening. And starting off with talking to you guys, talking to our students, talking to our faculty, talking to our staff and our leaders and alumni and regents and donors and community members to ask you. You're the experts on Pacific, not me. I want to hear from you. What do you think should be our next steps?
Are you excited to be in Stockton? Do you have anything you're looking forward to seeing here or just being in the area in general?
Yeah, we're Jean and I, my wife and I, are looking forward to pretty much everything. And first and foremost, living on campus. I mean, I think that's just going to be so neat to have the opportunity. And I'm not sure if you guys will think it's that great, but we're excited about it, to be able to interact with students, not just during regular work hours, but all the time. That's really compelling for us. And it's a beautiful part of the country. It's easy to get to a lot of other things. There's Sacramento and San Francisco, the wine country. There's awful lot to do. So we're really excited about it.
So with our last president, there was definitely an issue with transparency with students. Do you have any plans to have a more present? Do you have any plans to be more present on campus with the students?
Sure. And obviously I can't talk about what's happened in the past because I wasn't here, so I don't know. I can tell you sort of my style is, again, very, very student oriented. Both Jean and I like interacting with students. And part of this job, it's certainly part of my job now, but particularly the job of a president, is to be present, is to be there, is to be seen, to be able to interact with people, not just in formal settings, but in informal settings also. So I think that's a very big part of this position for anybody who is president of a university. And I'll tell you, that's also, I will say, there's some parts of these jobs that aren't actually a lot of fun. Interacting with students, that's great fun. That's why we're here, and that's we're very excited about that. And again, living on campus, that's just an added bonus for us.
So I'm Kevin Huber. I'm the chair of the Board of Regents. I'm in my 9th year on the board, and my 3rd year as the chair. And as the chair, my job was to ultimately lead the process to compose the search committee for the presidential search. I did not sit on the search committee. The vice chair of the board, Norm Allen, chaired the search committee. And since I'll be terming out, presumably Norm Allen will be the next chairman and be here for the first year of the president's time in office.
And so can you tell us more about the search for a new president? How did that go? What was the process overall?
Sure. Yeah, it was a nationwide search. We hired a search firm called Storbeck Pimentel. They're a nationally known search firm that specializes in higher education. And then we composed the search committee. So what Storbeck Pimentel did is they put out a prospectus, basically an offering for people to apply. They reviewed hundreds of applications, Storbeck Pimentel did, and then they forwarded on to the committee 100 applications. And the committee reviewed those applications and pared that down to to 12 that they personally then interviewed. And then from those 12, they had forwarded 4 of the candidates to the board, and they didn't rank them. They just forwarded the 4 candidates. And then the board did an extensive interview process with each of those candidates, ultimately unanimously selecting Chris.
So what qualities were you looking for in this new president for University of the Pacific?
Yeah, very, very good question. So we wanted somebody who had positive energy, enthusiasm. We wanted somebody who had a track record of innovation and somebody who had experience with technology and how to deliver education with technology, not taking away from the student professor experience, but being able to deliver some classes maybe online that students would need. He certainly has that multi-campus or complex organization with decentralized components, somebody with experience in that. But more importantly, I think than anything is somebody, his leadership style. And one of the things we were looking for, in addition to embracing all of our values at Pacific, is somebody who is collaborative and inclusive in their leadership style. And that really came through with not only our discussions with Chris, but in all the references that we called. Everybody gave him glowing reports on how he is very inclusive and collaborates well. He brings in other outside partners to the University for Education. So all of the things that we put out in the prospectus like that, Chris just ticks the box on every one of them.